Casey, don't let you carry on.
If you want to get a lot of weird looks, walk through the airport with a giant selfie stick and a 360 cam over your head. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Casey. I am an actor, photographer, and filmmaker from Salt Lake City, Utah. And my job requires me to travel a lot, mostly from just state to state, but I have been on a lot of trips and have been lucky enough to go pretty much all around the world. So I don't know about you, but when I first started this, my dream was to pretty much travel the world and create some sick content. So I'd like to think that I'm living the dream of about 85% of all content creators out there. But the only thing is I'm not really living my dream completely. When I first got into photography and filmmaking, I wanted to travel the world to create content for myself, not just other people. Now, I don't want to complain because being able to create content for other people have given me the experiences and have given me the ability to travel around the world. But I figured it's about time to stop just creating content for other people and to start creating content for myself. Today we're in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm shooting We Are The They's coaching group. It's a super awesome group of guys. They always travel around and do some crazy activities and crazy events, which you'll see a little later on in this video. A lot of which I actually get to partake in. I don't know how much I'm actually gonna partake in this time because I have gone skydiving, which they're gonna be doing today, and then paintballing as well, which is a pretty fun activity. I used to do it all the time when I was a kid, but I'm a little scared to kind of bring in the camera because that's my livelihood, and if the lens gets smacked by a paintball, it'll probably break. But I do want to show you what it actually is like in my shoes, traveling around the country and around the world, shooting for a group like this. Whenever I do travel for groups like this, they usually stick us in a pretty sick Airbnb. And I don't know how many rounds of mini golf I'll get to play on this trip, but I'm gonna try to squeeze 1 or 2 rounds in there. For this video, I'm not gonna have a camera guy following me around. So I'm gonna try my best to shoot as much stuff as I possibly can. Most of the footage is probably gonna be from like a GoPro or a 360 cam, just showing you a little bit of what it's like to be in my shoes, shooting for an event like this. So without any further ado, let the fun begin. The first day of these trips is actually pretty chill and mellow. Normally what happens is everybody kind of shows up to the Airbnb or wherever the event space is actually taking place. It gives time for everybody to kind of get comfortable with the space and the Airbnb, check it out, have some fun, and overall kind of catch up with each other since, after all, these guys haven't really seen each other for a while. I think they usually see each other like maybe twice, maybe 3 times outside of a Zoom call. But this is the perfect time for me to actually catch all of the action. A lot of hellos, a lot of, hey, I missed you, a lot of hugs like you see behind me are going on. So it makes for really great photographs that these guys can post to their social media. Because after all, that is my main job on this, is to catch some pictures of these guys so they can post to their social media. And that sums up day number 1. Now, day number 2 is where things get real. One of the main goals for these events is to get the guys out of their comfort zone. So today, we were at Camelback Mountain, which in my opinion is one of the hardest hikes that I've ever had to do. And if you live in Arizona, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This thing is steep AF. They have to have guardrails. This is like not even the steepest part. This dude's running up like crazy, unlike me. But the views were good and the guys loved it. Now, this next activity I was actually really excited for, minus the ride. I had to sit in the back because there was no more seats. I haven't played paintball since I was in junior high, and I still haven't played paintball since I was in junior high because I didn't play with them on this. I was more cautious about my lens, like I said before. But I was able to catch some pretty cool shots with the drone. Check out this skill, one-handed takeoff. Who could do that? Probably everybody. But look at this field. This is like the paintballer's field of dreams, and it was getting me so antsy. Brought back some memories. I wanted to play so bad. I really wish I could freaking play.
I know, it looks so fun.
I haven't done this since I was like in junior high. I used to play this like it was a religion.
Oh, hell yeah.
Then everybody started coming in with welts, and then I remembered why I probably stopped to begin with. After paintballing was over, we headed to the next event. We hopped in our sketchy little vans. And just a side note, Arizona sunsets are absolutely freaking beautiful. If you want to see the best one, wait till the end. And did I mention our vans are sketchy? Yes, they are. I doubt these things are even supposed to be going over 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, you getting my last picture? Everybody call your wife and your loved ones. Tell them you love them because we're going on the freeway.
He wasn't kidding, because last time I checked, steering wheels were not supposed to look like this while driving 60 miles an hour on a busy freeway. But we made it safely to the speaking event, and oh, what is this I see? A picture taken by yours truly like a year ago, and it still looks freaking good. And you know what else is good? These tacos. And yeah, I probably had like one too many, and they were pretty good. After absolutely demolishing those like the fat kid I am, it was back to work. There's always a speaker at every one of these events, and they were in for a treat tonight. This is Cody Sperber, aka The Clever Investor, and Pace Morby. Super cool guys, and they spit a ton of knowledge, and that wraps up day 2. Day 3 was not looking very promising from the get-go. It's raining, and it's also skydiving day, which was the main event on this trip. And this is my boy Zom driving the U-Haul, getting us to Skydive Phoenix, which is where all the skydiving action was taking place. And as soon as everybody got there, they had to sign their waivers and watch this incredibly outdated safety video. But hey, if the rules haven't changed, why update it? I mean, you're only jumping out of an airplane. How many rules could there possibly be? Anyways, after all the safety essentials were done and completed by everybody, the first group hit the skies just to come back down again. What happened? You guys got all the way up there and had to come all the way all down, huh? Shit. That's a bummer. Was it raining up there or what?
Yeah.
Huh?
We all got scared.
Yeah. And by God, he wasn't shitting. It was raining cats and dogs. Got a little rain delay, so nobody could jump. They went all the way up there, and they had to come all the way back down because the weather wasn't good enough. They couldn't find a hole in the clouds. So we're just sitting here watching the game, wait until the rain dies to see if they could jump. I mean, what better rain delay is there than plugging in a TV outside and watching the BYU game, which is what they did for the next 2 hours until finally the sun came out and they were green lighted. Now, I didn't get to jump this time, nor did I even really want to. Today, I'm just an observer because about a year and a half ago, I actually jumped with the first group. It was totally fun, but don't get me wrong, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I like to do some crazy shit every once in a while, but there's just something about jumping out of a perfectly good airplane and suffocating on air the whole way down that just isn't my thing. And believe it or not, they actually wouldn't let any of the camera guys in the actual airplane to shoot these guys jumping out last time, but I'm glad this time they made some exceptions and let us do that. Second seat, is that this? Yep. Now, the last time I was in one of these planes, I was jumping out of the back, but this time I'm up in the front, which I got to admit was actually really cool. They put these headsets on me, and you literally cannot hear anything unless you have these headsets on. And then, of course, safety first, got to buckle up. There's the guys going butts to pee-pee back there. They were crammed like freaking sardines. But once they were all packed in and ready to go, we got the green light. Now, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous. This plane was probably built before the year I was even born. And you could tell, it was super worn down. I'm sure it was pretty safe. But what made me nervous most of all was that the pilot, if you can see, is wearing a parachute. And so I'm the only one in this plane without a parachute. Or maybe I'm just dumb and this isn't a parachute. If anybody knows what this is, let me know. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure these planes don't really pressurize like the commercial airlines. That's why I'm checking my heart rate right now, because I felt like my head was going to explode and it was making me nervous. Turns out my head is just fine, at least for right now, but look at these killer views. Like, that was worth the entire plane ride in itself, was to capture some of these views. This was the green light for these guys to jump. The pilot was getting a little bit pissed off because the door had been opened. Now, when the door opens, I don't know what he does. He twists that little knobby thing at the top right here, and it pretty much just slows and kind of stalls the plane down. So we lost a little bit of control at this part, and this is where it gets crazy. As soon as that last guy left this airplane, I swear to God, it wasn't like a 90-degree angle by any means. It looks kind of steep right now. It's probably more like a 70-degree angle, but my stomach was in my armpit at this point. And if you notice I'm doing some weird shit with my mouth, I'm popping my ears because going down this fast is like killer on your ears and on your sinuses. I cannot pop my ears quick enough. Now I was going kind of crazy at this point. My anxiety started kicking in. I started feeling nauseous and kind of like flush in the face. So much so that I broke the strap on the airplane. Not only that, but the altitude change was so drastic that my eye felt like it was literally going to pop out of my head. My body probably felt this last time I went skydiving, but I just couldn't tell because obviously I was jumping out of an airplane and plummeting to earth. But once you get to about this level right here, everything kind of goes back to normal. We're getting ready to land, and I even asked the pilot if I can land the plane. And if you think that interaction was very awkward, you would be correct, because it really was. I'm a very social awkward person, and I've been working on my social awkwardness, and it's still a work in progress, but I did have another conversation with him. He wanted to see if I was coming up again, and I told him this.
Oh, hell no. This is probably a one and done, too, to be honest.
You follow me, we'll walk behind the plane to the gear shack.
Have fun with that.
Need a nose dive in on the way down?
Oh, hell yeah. I was going to go up again, but I don't think my stomach will handle that. No way. Oh, God. That was, I ain't going to lie, that was rough. Like, super rough. Whew, shit. Might have to sit down for a second.
Yeah, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! Hey, let's go.
We survived.
Hey, tell me about it.
Yeah, baby! So incredible, dude! So incredible!
Now, even though I thought I was about to throw up and I feel like garbage, I'm super glad that the guys had some
Oh
fun.
my
Terrible.
gosh, that was
Was it?
On the way
incredible!
down, holy
Does he just
thank you?
Does he just send it?
Holy
Dude.
fuck. I thought my eyeball was gonna pop out of my fucking
That was gnarly, bro.
That was cool.
Oh my gosh.
So I decided planes aren't for me and I was going to stay on the ground and take some pictures. I want to see if I can get one of those sick shots where like there's a lot of motion, like you see like the Formula One pictures where like the car is in focus and it's not blurry, but the whole background is like blurry and moving like motion blur. I'm going to try to get that. I think they turned out all right. Not super good, not terrible either, but I always like to try something new on these trips, just so it's not so repetitive.
How was it?
Terrifying, but great.
You're the only single freaking jumper.
Fell through some clouds, didn't die.
Fast?
Passed. Great, awesome day.
How was it?
Woo! I gotta go wipe my bottom.
How was it?
Ty?
How was it?
It was awesome. A little hard on the landing, but my ass will heal.
How was
What's
it?
up, baby? So good, man. Oh, man. Living life to the fullest, and I'm glad I'm back now, but incredible, dude. Incredible. We are the day. Thank you.
And on that note, that was pretty much the last thing that everybody did for the day. They were super tired, so that is a wrap on Phoenix 2023. Now, real quick, I wanted to add just one more last thing to this video. It's been about 2 weeks since I've been home. As you can see, I'm still kind of editing it right here, and I just wanted to add this final piece really quick. Now, I know a lot of you are in that space. Maybe you guys are going through creative slumps. Maybe you guys are just kind of maybe debating on whether or not you should do content creation because you're just not quite getting to those places that you want to be in, as far as like, say you wanted to be a traveling photographer, say you want to photograph cars and it's just not paying that money. Well, here is my number one tip or advice, I guess, that I would give to those creators who are struggling in something like that. And I've mentioned it before in maybe like a couple of my other videos, but that tip is to surround yourself with the right people. And I don't mean just any people, I mean the people who have the same goals and the same passions that you do. Now, I mentioned this before in a couple other videos, so I'm going to make it brief. I would have never had the chance to meet this group and travel the world and get all the opportunities that I have today if it wasn't for a friend of mine, or just basically any friend that I've ever made in the creative community. Without the creative community and collaboration, there will be no growth in your creative career. career. You're gonna wanna surround yourself with the people who motivate you to continue down this path to get better every single day. Now, I'm not trying to be like motivational. I kind of suck at all that stuff. The words just kind of don't flow out of my mouth or my head, whatever this means, as I would like to. But if you are a creator who might be going through a slump or who isn't exactly where they want to be right now, it's 100% okay. Your time will come. Just keep pushing for it and good things will happen. Now, I'm going to be going on a trip with these guys again in about a week or two to the Moab rope swing. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to make another video on it. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.